What's up, everybody?
No. You know your place. Stay there. What's up, everybody, and welcome to a brand new episode of the Game of the Week show. I am your host, Matt Southwell, and joining me this week, Ashley Dye and Dan Gilbert.
Gents. All right.
Gentlemen, I hope you're all well.
Very good.
Good.
Very good.
Doesn't that make you feel better now? Now I've asked you how you are.
Yes.
You drink your coffee and
Yeah.
we'll get on with the show. But very quickly, for anyone that doesn't know what the Game of the Week show is, it is three acquaintances who gather around this table every Monday.
It's getting worse. We were three friends.
We were three friends. We started off as best friends,
Yeah.
and then we're friends.
Now
Now we're acquaintances.
Okay.
That's what the show does to you. Anyway, this is three friends that sit around this table every Monday to discuss the latest news topics in the video game industry. We'll also go through this week's game releases before taking a pick of what our favourites are and therefore the Game of the Week. So first up on the news items this week, it's that time of the month where all the free games are coming out for February. So we're going to go through the list here. I know three's your favourite price, Ash. So
Love free.
on the PS4, first up, Transistor, which is a sci-fi RPG, very well regarded, was on a lot of people's Game of the Year lists last year.
It does look good. I had a look at the spec on it. It does look like a good game.
Yeah, a lot of people really liked it. I still find it weird to say that 2014 is last year, though. It makes it sound so long ago, doesn't it?
It does.
But no, that's a really good game.
It does look good,
But
yeah.
I've been toying with buying for a long time.
So now you don't have to.
So now I don't have to, so now I can play it. That's
Transistor.
good. Yeah. Next up on the PS4 is... why am I host? Because I can't say any words. Apophyon. Yeah,
Yeah.
see? I said it right. Jinx. God, that's old, isn't it? Don't know why I said that. Anyway, Apophyon is a 2D action-adventure game set in the mythical ancient Greece. It looks like a pretty fun game. Just a action-adventure kind of side-scrolling game. There's a lot of them out there.
Yeah.
Whether this is anything
It's
new...
like, does it have that special something, really?
I don't know. I mean, this game is actually it's new next week or this week. Breaking the illusion again. It's new this week when it comes out and on PlayStation Plus. So there we go. PS3, Thief, first-person action stealth. You excited for this one, Ash? Obviously, it came out last year.
It's funny because it's one of those games that I just wasn't sold on originally. It never really appealed to me. It's strange. Just that one game that was quite a big... I mean, there was a lot of hype about the game.
Yeah, it's like, I know like this is the PS3 version, but I'm sure I saw a lot of excitement for people talking about the new gen. Like when they saw that it was going to be available there, people were excited about that. But same as you, it's just like...
The hype never...
Well,
grabbed me.
I think the hype came from, obviously, it was a reboot of the series and it was a well-regarded game back on the older generations when it came out. And I think from the reviews you read that it just didn't quite live up to the expectation or the hype. And I saw a lot of people as well yesterday moaning. It was like, oh, why are we getting the crappy PS3 version? I want it on the PS4. Welcome to the Indie Station 4 again. It's just like, I know you don't want me to swear, but fuck off. Like, indie game, there shouldn't be a divide between AAA games and indie games. Because some of the best games that I've played are indie games. Like, indie games, all indie games means is they don't have as much money. It doesn't make them not as good.
No,
Well,
it's
independent, aren't
it's,
they?
yeah, it's the
Indie.
quality of the game you're after. It's not who makes it.
Yeah.
You know?
Because like there are big studios who have royally cocked up the last year or so on things,
Yeah.
Well, like,
which we won't.
we won't go
big
into
on,
now, but no,
but-
like, Transistor
But
is
some
like perfect
perfectly
everywhere.
great indie games have just been out there, no problems.
Yeah, we need to get over this. That's maybe a conversation for another day. Maybe on Party Chat. That's Heavy Wednesday.
I wondered how long before the plug was coming on the other station.
But just the divide still that's out there between indie games.
There is a lot, yeah.
But there shouldn't be.
No, you're right, there shouldn't be, because I think a lot of indie games become very well known and eventually I think can become AAA titles.
And they generally work. You don't get all of these problems
Yeah.
with those games because they're not...
They're focusing
Also,
on one
like,
game at a time.
studios have to start somewhere.
That's true.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm glad that you both agree with me.
Yeah, I do. I think it's
Otherwise your
unfair
seat
to-
would be up for grabs.
What else we got, Matt?
We have Yakuza 4, also on PS3. Did either of you ever play any Yakuza games? I recognise.
Was there a Yakuza 1, 2 and 3?
Well, I would assume so.
Okay.
Yes. It was probably just Yakuza.
The answer's no then. Not a game I've ever heard of, if I'm honest.
I recognise the name, but that's about as far as it goes. But it might even be just the word Yakuza rather than the game's Yakuza, because it is a word thrown around every now and then.
The good old Japanese mafia.
Yeah. So that looks fine if you want that kind of game on PS3. On to the Vita, Rogue Legacy.
See, I looked at this and I thought, was Rogue Legacy not on PlayStation Plus?
It's cross-buy.
It's cross-buy now.
It's the dedicated Vita game, but yes, you will also get it on your PS4 because it's cross-buy.
Because I'm sure I downloaded it for free a few months ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you'd already paid for it on PS4, you see.
Okay.
So that's why.
Gotcha.
It's cross-platform. And that's a really good game. We all enjoyed that. We had a strong conversation on that.
Enjoy. I don't know if enjoy is the right words.
Episode 8, that
I
was.
didn't enjoy dying constantly.
No?
Do you not like failure?
No. It's a tough game. It is enjoyable, but to an extent.
It depends, yeah. I mean, if you don't like failure, maybe this is a game not for you.
Definitely.
Because you will fail for a long time. But it's a good grinding game, and
It is
there's a lot of fun there.
It is a lot of fun. There's a lot of comical value there to it as well, in terms of the different characters and the traits that they have and different powers, shall we say, that they bring to the table.
Yeah, like their special
abilities.
Or whatever it was called. Yeah. But it was a good game.
It is a good game.
And then rounding out PlayStation on the Vita is Kick and Fennec. Never heard of it.
Nah.
It looks like an adventure game. It's got lots of pretty colours. Anyone else want to add any more sense to that?
No.
No.
I'll give it a look.
Look at how good we are researching ourselves.
I know. It's
it's just another adventure game.
It's one of those weeks where there's a lot on there to, and I've just sort of been picking out a few to research. And Kick and Fennec was not one that I did, but I will have a look into it.
Yeah, it's free. I'll be checking it out.
Yeah.
Whether or not it's any good, that remains to be seen.
As always, as well with the PS games, you know, if you're a PS Plus member, which you definitely should be,
Yes.
then just you don't have to download them. Just put them in your library, and they're there forever to download.
Provided you maintain your PS Plus account.
This is true.
Yes.
And why would you not?
Why would you not? Exactly. Moving over to Xbox, and for the Xbox One this month, we get IDARB. Dan, have you got any good way of explaining what this game is? Because I've watched a lot of gameplay, and it's still just... it's like, what is going on? It looks crazy,
like,
it looks fun.
It's platforming basketball.
Kind of.
Right? Maybe. That's pretty much the closest I can sort of like put to it.
I think the best thing that we do is
just watch the video.
Watch the video you're watching right now. We won't shut up because obviously we're speaking over it, but it looks fun.
Yes.
But it's very multiplayer based. It looks like you need at least 4 players, but up to 8 players.
Is it online multiplayer or is it local?
It has both.
I was going to say it's a game that strikes me as being better local.
Local play.
Yeah.
Local play is always better than online play.
I do like local play.
But
it's good. There's not many games that have that ability now. You get the odd one, and it's good when you can.
Well, yeah, there's nothing more enjoyable than making fun of the person you're beating to their face rather than just over the internet. That's what it comes down to. That's why you enjoy it.
Yeah. They make for good nights in.
I went to a party last week and I got kicked off Mario Kart because I was too good. And that's not me being big-headed. Like I won all the races, and then we went into. He was like, "Oh, we'll do battle. I'm better at battle." I was like, "Yes, fine." And I won with all 3 balloons left. I was like, "He's like, get off my N64." And I was like, "All right." That's a game we should play, the 3 of us, at some point.
Definitely,
yes, it's a good game. Anyway, back to the 3 games on the 360 now. For the first half of the month, we have Brothers Tales of Two Sons, which, if you played, it's supposed to be a very good game.
No, I've seen it though. That's the one where you're controlling 2 different characters on the 2 different sticks, isn't it? Well,
yes.
Doing all the
it's like
puzzles
kind of,
and everything.
It's co-op single player, if that kind of makes sense.
Yes.
But it looks... I also haven't played it. I don't know why, because it was actually a free game on PS Plus a while back. I just never played it. But there you go. Xbox owners can now join the party. And the second half of the month, rounding out, is Sniper Elite. Version 2, I believe, or V2 is the full title. I haven't got that written down, but I think that's right. It's a sniping game.
Yeah, it's a third-person shooter focusing mainly on being a sniper, being stealthy, but at the same time, I think run and gun is an option. It's just not as easy to complete the game that way.
Yeah, I don't know about either of you guys, but the sniper was always the most enjoyable position because you could just kind of hide in the distance and then pick off your
enemies one by one, being in the safe distance.
Yeah.
Put it this way, if you play any first-person shooter online, the sniper is the one who gets the most abuse.
Yeah, no one likes the
because
sniper.
They get picked off.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah.
It's camping, isn't it? That's
Yeah.
what it's called. God, that made me sound old then. Like, what these kids use today. Anyway, let's move on to number 2 on our list. And we talked about it a bit last week, so we won't go into huge amount of details. But the Battlefield Hardline beta has... I'm dying. The Battlefield Hardline beta has been announced.
Yeah.
Available on all platforms from February the 3rd to February the 8th, so this week. And there's going to be 3 maps available: Downtown, Dust Bowl, and Conquest. So it's a good way to check it out. So is this something I know you're excited about this game, so this is a good opportunity to check it out.
Yeah.
To make sure you...
I am going to. Yeah, I'm keen. It's not far away now for release in March, so definitely keen to get on that. Hopefully this week I'll have some time. Yeah.
If I can hop onto it, I will.
Yeah,
we'll have to see.
I like that more people are releasing. I know that it's to stress test their servers, but it actually now gives you... I know it's not the final representation of the game, but it gives people a chance to kind of see
what it's
all about and how it feels and whether or not it's something that you might be...
Yeah, if you're on the fence, then this is the time to jump in and see whether it's something you want to get or not.
Yeah. It's the way to basically replace demos now, I think, isn't it? Almost.
Yeah.
So, but there we go, yeah. Make sure you download that this week and you can hopefully enjoy Battlefield.
And how can they download that? Do we know?
With the internet. What do you mean? Like, how can they download that?
These people don't know how to get access to it.
Like, you go on your console and you download it.
Okay.
I don't. Like, it's
by the store.
Sure.
Right.
Is he confusing you with this question? It's like, how do you download stuff?
I know what he's trying to say.
Just in case there's anybody that sort of says, okay, well, how do I get to the whole...
Well, if you can't work it out, then tough luck.
Good attitude, yeah.
It's going to be on the store. It's an open beta.
Yeah.
You don't need...
It'll be there.
It's not like you need a code or anything. It's an open beta.
Anyone can play.
Anyone can play.
Yeah.
So number 3, Nintendo have come out. We're still kind of a bit shy on this because it broke just before we film. But they've released this YouTube program that's making a lot of YouTubers angry.
Yeah.
So the deal is basically that you can't currently make ad money if you're playing a Nintendo game, which I didn't know, which is stupid. But now they're saying you can sign up to this program with them where you can register your video and make 60%, or register your whole channel and get 70%. What do you guys think of this?
I don't know. I think if anything, it's going to put people off totally.
Yeah, I no other, as far as I'm aware, no one else does this. It's Nintendo exclusive. Don't they need to get up for times?
Is it due to like copyright laws in like Japan or something?
Well, no, because they're not the only Japanese studio to exist.
I know, but
I don't know why they're doing it. There's maybe someone out there can tell us why.
They need the money.
They don't need the money. Well, they need to make more money, but they still got all of that Wii money.
Yeah,
sitting on the shelf. The console.
I know. Sorry, it just sounded funny when you said the Wii money.
But yeah, my opinion is, if you buy a game, that is that's your game. You can do what you want with it. If you're streaming, that's you playing it. Like, how can Nintendo have any right?
That's your life, isn't it?
To that money, it's.
I suppose it comes down to whether you are then profiting from somebody else's.
Yeah, it's a tough. I suppose I suppose from like a film, like when you buy like a DVD, technically you can't you shouldn't be allowed to just kind of it's for home use only. You can't,
yeah.
And I suppose it's a weird one because I suppose when all of these like kind of use laws were initially created, no one envisaged kind of these sort of gameplay videos taken off as drastic. I mean, the concept is stupid. Let's be honest. People rather than playing a game, people want to watch other people play the game.
Yeah, I personally never seen the fun of that, but I might say want to watch something as before buying it to get an idea of how the game plays, or if you're stuck on a certain area, you might want to see a walkthrough, to see how something's done. But other than that, I can't see what harm it really does.
It's the argument of whether or not Nintendo still owns that property or not. That's the key.
Intellectual rights is pretty much what it's going down to.
That's annoying and loud.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think it's going to cause them more bad press than what it's worth.
I do. I agree.
It's just going to put people off playing the game, and therefore, if people can't find the stuff, like you said, people might want to check it out before they buy, and people might now be more reluctant to upload it onto YouTube.
Yeah.
Because why am I going to waste time on a game I can't make money on? Let's play a game I can make money on.
Yeah.
Yeah. No one else. No. That's very weird. Very weird. But there we go.
We should probably, it may pop up again in the news in a few weeks when we get a few more details, maybe, or even an understanding as to when it's taking effect from, or how it's impacting. So
all I know is that PewDiePie is not happy.
PewDiePie.
I'd never heard of him until South Park either. But he's the most subscribed to person on YouTube. He's some Swedish guy that just plays video games, and he has 36 million subscribers.
Oh.
Why do we not have 36 million subscribers? We do video games.
We have 36.
No, we don't.
No.
we have 24.
Okay, 24.
It's not even one a week. But we won't get into that. We appreciate all 21 of you. 3 of them are us.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So, moving on anyway to number 4. Lego.
You're right.
You just realise how pathetic it is that we are 1/8 of our subscribership.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh well.
I have to phone the family.
Subscribe. Have you got a big family?
Yeah.
Good. Get on it. Lego Jurassic World has been revealed. We don't know much about it at the moment. It was teased at the end of Batman 3. Not really a spoiler, because like I said to you guys, it's literally just a dinosaur popping his head around the corner at the end.
Yeah.
Which is funny. And they're going to basically follow the... quadrilogy? What would you call 4-film?
Quadrilogy.
Quadrilogy.
Yeah. It's a quadrilogy.
Trilogy plus 1. That's a lot easier to say. So it's going to follow the 4 films.
Yeah.
I believe
Alien,
Alien was a quadrilogy.
Okay.
Yes.
But anyway, Ash, you're the Lego expert.
I am the Lego man. Yeah.
Excited?
I'm always excited for a new Lego game. It's funny because the first Lego game I bought was, I think, Pirates of the Caribbean. So it's not that long ago, probably 4 years ago, something like that. And I was amazed actually how much I really enjoyed it, because they're actually really funny as well. That's what I love about the games.
Yeah.
And they're just so easy to play and just pick up and put down. I'm playing Lego Batman 3 at the moment. The Lego Marvel game was really good, so I probably will jump into all the others that come.
Yeah, it's
come available.
Dan, is this one that would maybe tip you? I mean, I don't even quite understand. Are we going to be the dinosaur? Are we going to be the humans? I don't really know how it's going to work. But then,
I think you're probably going to be the humans.
I suppose you would have wanted
I was trying to think, what would you do as a Lego dinosaur throughout the whole thing?
Attack other dinosaurs, attack humans. No. What are you going to do as the human? You can't attack the dinosaurs, can you?
It was all about escaping.
Yeah. I don't know. It just seems a bit different to most of the Lego games we've
get away.
played.
Oh, you're done.
Yeah.
Level 1.
I suppose in a lot of the Lego games it is all about sort of beating
combat,
people up.
It's combat.
And it is. And
so,
they explode and turn into coins, and you collect those coins. And
coins.
Okay,
what bits of Lego?
Bits of Lego.
God, Ash. Anyway, number 5. All we'll say is that before we move on to number 5, actually, is that guesstimate would be that maybe this would be the Lego game for this year. Because that will tie in nicely with obviously Jurassic World coming out in the summer.
It is basically just yet another movie release tie-in game, isn't it? In for Lego terms, they're releasing it at the same time.
They're
so
also releasing
the same hype.
Yeah, they're releasing kind of a load of actual real Lego sets as well to tie in with the movie. So, hey, those Lego games make a lot of money. So
they do.
There's going to be one every year. So yeah. Anyway, now we'll go on to number 5. The Last of Us movie update. Neil Druckmann, who's obviously he was the executive director at Naughty Dog, kind of helped co-write The Last of Us the game, and he's also working on the script of the movie, which makes us a bit more excited for it because you've got the game writer in it. But he says there's going to be some big changes. He said it'll be pretty faithful to the game, but there are some big changes that the tone of the story will always remain faithful. Dan,
Yes.
are you excited for a Last of Us movie? Or do you feel that the game itself was the cinematic experience and we don't need another cinematic experience?
I do think based on the type of game they're trying to convert, you're basically just humanising something that's already there, in the sense of you got your cutscenes, like you're saying, the cinematic experience is already there. You're just going from digital people to real people.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like, why try and one-up yourself?
I would have to agree.
Yeah.
I think the game was a tremendous game. I mean, I've spoken about this in previous videos about how story-wise it's by far the best game I've ever played. I just think the characters were so well scripted, the acting was so good, the cutscenes were good, the story from start to finish was amazing. I liked the whole thing
Also,
from a story
like,
perspective.
Video game movies don't exactly have the best track record.
They don't, but
They don't.
There's always time for being a first one.
I know there is that, but at the same time, if you're looking at Naughty Dog Productions and so on, the Uncharted movie we were talking about, apparently out next year, still hasn't got off the ground really.
Nah, but
So
how long can it take to film a film, eh? 8 months? It's fine. Editing? Do it in a couple of weeks. Sure. I don't really know anything about filming, but how hard can it be?
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah,
But
you know what I'm saying. It's like,
I do know what you're saying. Like, I think Uncharted can make a great film, but I'm just worried that The Last of Us is... You're going to have unhappy people regardless.
yeah,
Because it can make a great film, because it already makes a great film in itself. But then then people are going to be like, oh, you've basically just cashed in by turning it into real life.
Yeah.
Or you make the changes. He talks about these big changes, and people are going to be like, well, that's not true to the game. So it's an uphill battle, but
It is. I
do
personally-
like that he's at least helping write the film. So
We'll see.
Naughty Dog have never let us down yet. So
That's because they stick to games.
yes, but it's is it not the writing as well that kind of makes those games?
It is, but I think it works well
I-
within the game. I don't think you need to better it. I think it's
got a
perfect.
better chance having creative direction from people previously involved in the project as opposed to people who have just looked at it from the outside.
There's also another argument that the gaming industry, you're bringing it to the big screen because people all think that that's the bigger media industry, but games are very close to overtaking movies in terms of...
They may well see it as an opportunity to perhaps intrigue people that aren't into
video games.
Yes.
We'll just have to wait to see.
We will.
But anyway, now we will move over to the games of this week. I realise I said over rather than on to. I don't really know what we're going over, but this week's game releases, similar to last week, starting to pick up a bit now. A few games out there that should hopefully interest people. First up, we'll go with the big AAA title before we get onto all that indie crap that I know people don't like. But Dying Light, obviously Techland, the makers of Dead Island, Ash, a game that you enjoyed.
Yep.
And we've talked about this just a week or so ago, that obviously the physical copy had been delayed, so would it be safe to assume that you have not purchased this yet?
I've not. As you know, I'm a big fan of purchasing the physical game rather than just digitally downloading it. I will be buying this game. I'm really keen to get this game, but for the time being, there's enough that I'm juggling at the moment that I'm happy just to wait a few weeks for buying the hard copy of this.
I mean, normally obviously we only talk about games when they're released, but because this is still available on digital, this is why we're including it this week, because it is out there, it is available for people to buy. People like you, Dan, or not?
No, it's not the genre that I'm after, so it's a game I'm just going to let pass by.
I understand.
Nothing against it, it's just not what I enjoy.
Survival horror isn't really down. We know that, don't we?
We know you scare easily.
I do.
The zombies can't hurt you if you don't buy the game. Moving on then to a remake of a classic, as it were.
Yeah.
Grim Fandango Remastered. Obviously, the name is probably familiar to a lot of people. It was an adventure game back in 98. Thank you. But are you excited? Did you play the first one? Are you excited to play this one, or none of the above?
None of the above. at the moment.
Mr. Grinch.
I'd heard of it, I'd never played it.
Is it because he's a skeleton, so it kind of reminds you of like the undead and the horror genre?
Yeah, it scares me too much. Yeah.
Leave him alone.
I'm sorry.
Well, I did not play the original, but after doing a bit of research on this game, looking at a few reviews, I actually think it's a game I will probably want to pick up. It's got good comical value. It's quite basic and simple in terms of how it looks, but there are aspects of it which I think, looking at the reviews, are quite difficult to overcome. So there are certain puzzles within the game, I think, that have proven to be quite difficult for some users. I think it's not the simplest game to play. It looks very good. I think they've based it on a 12-hour game over 4 sections. Each section is a day long or something. It does look good. There's a lot of puzzle in there. Yeah,
which could obviously extend. Like, I mean, if you don't cheat and kind of look it up online or use a guidebook and you actually struggle with puzzles, you could have easily 20 plus hours of gameplay here.
Yeah.
It's all about the speed that you solve the puzzles. So but no, it looks good, and I think I will also be picking up the
it does look good. I think I like the they've taken, from what I saw, that they've put little prompts in there in terms of the prompts, not really prompts, the what's the word I'm looking for?
Tips.
Commentary. They've put commentary in there as to how they've compared the previous original game to the remastered game.
Okay.
So that adds
you can flick between the work.
You can, yes.
The original and the remaster, similar to what you could do on Halo.
Yeah.
Which I think is a nice touch when they put it in the game, so that the people that want to maybe see how it looked and how it played originally, they can do so.
Especially if they want that nostalgia factor, really, because they're playing the same game that they played
all those years
rather
ago.
Than this slightly newer, shinier version.
No, it's obviously it's a very well regarded game, and this one is, from all the reviews, it hasn't done any damage. And I think we talk about remaster games sometimes, but games like this, I think, are long enough gone.
Yes.
You've got a whole generation of people that might have missed this game, and also it's on a platform which...
It's 7 years. I mean, that's...
How bad is your maths? Did you say 7 years?
17 years, sorry. Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, 17 years is a long time.
Years.
Yeah, well, 2015 is scary.
Sorry, mate, 17 years is what I meant.
So yeah, that's Grim Fandango. IDARB, as we mentioned above, is another game out now. We obviously won't go over this because we just went over it earlier on in the show, but it's free, so on the Xbox, so there we go. Life is Strange, episode 1 is currently available. It's your favourite type of game, guys. Interactive, episodic drama adventure game. Very similar to like a Telltale.
Yeah, it's definitely my kind of game.
So, but I would say I've been playing it. I was playing it last night and a little bit first thing this morning, and so far I'm liking it. It's set in like a high school, although it feels more like a college than a high school. But it's set in like a very real world.
Yeah.
And it's about this girl that Karen has the ability to kind of rewind time, kind of like basically bring in the butterfly effect and everything.
Okay.
And
I do quite like that aspect of the game.
It's good. It's good feeling a game that kind of feels. I mean, it's very early at the moment, but a game that really feels like in a believable real world, because we don't get many games like that. Many games are always kind of at least an exaggerated universe.
Yeah.
So, yeah, do you think you'll pick it up?
No.
I might look at it.
The good way to look at it is it's 5 episodes.
Yeah.
You don't have to buy all 5. You could buy the first one for £4, or I assume $5 in the US. I don't know, but £4. And if you don't like it, it's only £4 wasted. And if you don't like it, you can then buy the season pass. So it only costs, which would then cost a total, which is £14. So £18 would be all 5 episodes. It only costs you £2 more than if you bought the whole thing outright in the first place.
Yeah.
But then obviously, if you don't like it, you've saved yourself
That's
a
true.
chunk of money.
Yeah.
So I would recommend it based on my about hour and a half of gameplay so far.
Cool.
So, yeah. Magical Beat. Next up, a puzzle game with a twist. It's Dan. Have you seen this game?
I have not, but at the same time, you say puzzle game with a twist. How many twists are left at this point?
there's always room for one more twist.
A musical twist.
A musical twist. Basically, you have these blocks of... They're all square blocks, and you have to match 3 for them to kind of go away. Kind of like this, the similar sort of puzzle game to like Bejeweled and all of that stuff. But you have to drop... You can rotate them like Tetris, but you have to drop them in time with the beats on the music.
Yeah.
And if you don't drop them in time with the beats, they'll drop them in random places.
Okay.
And the world fills up. I have no interest in this game personally. There's enough good puzzle games out there. Just buy Tetris Ultimate if you want to play a Tetris-like game.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, Magical Bee. Anyway, last 2 games on the list. Go through them very quickly here. Unmechanical Extended. Another puzzle platform adventure game.
Yeah.
Seems to be quite a few of these at the moment.
There is puzzle.
Set in an underground mechanical world, and you're trying to escape. This is it's on Xbox One now. I believe it's coming to PlayStation shortly. Either of you guys excited by this one? I mean, we spoke earlier up. It's just there's so many games like this now.
Yeah.
How do you? I think you've got to wait. You've got to just see what the reviews are, see which ones people out there are telling you are the best.
I do. Mm-hmm. I totally agree with that. I think there are just so many puzzle games that you have to really look at all of them collectively and decide what is your type of game.
I know. And closing out, Nihilumbra. Do you reckon that's how they say it? I was going to leave it off the list because
it's funny because since we started this and I read the notes, I thought I can't wait till this last game and Matt has to pronounce this game.
Would you Nihilumbra? Do you reckon that's right?
Close enough.
We'll go with
it's
that.
It's Nihilumbra, but it's shocker, another puzzle platform game. Discover the beautiful world of Nihilumbra and join Born, that's the character you have, on his adventure to find himself while trying to escape from his inevitable curse. So it sounds like another game where you're going through puzzles trying to escape the world. So it's almost identical. So I should have left it off and then I would have never had this problem with saying
I was just thinking, when you had to say it for the second time, you just said it very fast. So yeah, in the world of
again,
Lumber.
It's another... I do like these type of games, so I'm glad there's a lot out there, but...
There's almost too many at once.
Market saturation.
Yeah, I think that's the difficulty.
Again, it's...
Spread yourselves out a bit more.
That's a lot of games that a lot of people... The generation now of people that are making games are our generation.
Mm-hmm.
So, and they grew up playing games in the 90s, and some of the best games are those types of games. So, when you're starting out in any kind of creative field... You're led by your inspirations, and a lot of people were inspired by games like Mario.
Yes,
just to name one. So that's why I think there are so many. But you've got to do something pretty special to stand out.
I think so. It's there are a lot, and I think probably from the games out this week.
So what's your pick then?
It's hard. I mean, I probably will be getting... I will be buying Dying Light when the hard physical copy is available, when they get their act together in Europe. But I also probably will be picking up Grim Fandango. But if I had to choose, I'd probably say Dying Light based on what I'm expecting.
He's an indie hater. Not that Grim Fandango is really an indie, but...
No, it's not.
Not in the slightest. But yeah, Dan, what would you...
I like the look of IDARB.
Yeah,
it looks chaotic and fun.
It does. It's a stupid game, but you can just have fun with.
It's one I want to play.
Yeah.
Well, we need to find one more person because one thing I read that if you have uneven teams,
it doesn't work.
It's one of those games that it needs to be balanced.
It is a balanced team thing. So
we need to find another friend and then we can play it.
Yeah.
So, and I don't know what I would pick. It's tough. I really like Life is Strange, but I'm also really intrigued to play Grim Fandango. So, go Grim Fandango.
Yeah.
For this week. Not that Life is Strange isn't good, but just I'm probably more excited to play Grim Fandango than I was Life is Strange. I just wanted to play it because it was so that I could speak about it.
It's a classic game, isn't it?
Yeah.
Classic adventure game.
And Dying Light, I played Dead Island, so I don't think it's going to be that different to Dead Island, and I got bored of Dead Island after a few hours, so... But that's just my opinion. Okay.
Which you are entitled to.
Yeah, I am. I'm not going to make any comment about.
Yeah, we know your opinion being right. I know.
Well, your words, not mine. But there we go. That's about it for this week on the Game of the Week show. If you have enjoyed this, please do give it a like, subscribe to our channel, share the video with your friends so they can all enjoy our pretty faces as well for half an hour or more.
Easy.
Alright, our pretty faces and Ash. Does that make you feel better? But there we go. If you want to speak to us about any of the games this week or any of the topics, maybe what you think about the Nintendo thing, please do leave a comment down below and we will respond to you. But for now, Dan, Ash.
Cheers, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you as always. I give you a hard time, but I love you all really. And everyone out there, we will see you next Monday.